Some of us don't remember a world before the internet. Others couldn't imagine what that would look like. This is an exploration of that strange medieval era. This is Then versus Now. In the olden days, when people needed answers, they went to a library, or a church, or a bartender. But some believed questions and arguments could be settled with an electric box. This box, it was believed, would fuse television, the phone, and the ARPANET, a global network of U.S. military computers talking to each other, possibly about killing humanity. We don't know, that period remains fuzzy. By the early 1980s, a team of crafty Canucks took a crack at it with the Telidon.
Thanks to a new Canadian-developed technology called Telethon, the Canadian family will soon be able to shop, bank, book flights, and read their Sunday paper just by watching TV. Simply touch a button and access the world's information. 40,000 Canadian households will have the convenience and educational power of Telethon by 1984.
This Canadian invention combined videotext and teletext systems, sending information with exciting 2D color graphics to a video display console through an acoustic coupler modem. Some of you may know what up to 40% of that means. But despite its early promise, it was flawed, slow, couldn't carry much data, and expensive. Though it was pretty good at telling Canadians where Sylvester Stallone movies were playing.
He was playing at the theater. And again, you would get, and here it is, Rocky 2.
It was gone by 1985, but Telidon has a pretty noble legacy. The technology evolved in other hands until it ultimately helped give birth to your smart TV. Meanwhile, others pressed on, and a decade later, a couple of crazy middle-aged kids announced the future.
A computer network called Internet.
Internet is a growing grid of independent computer networks interlaced. It's evolved from a U.S. military bulletin board in the 1970s to a worldwide computer switchboard. The Internet is growing like an embryonic brain.
And the future was so nice.
There's not a lot of cursing or swearing. There's not a lot of personal cuts. There's not a lot of put-downs that one would expect to find.
It looked primitive, like an electric typewriter had a baby with an old TV. But the sheer number of people online was growing even faster than our attempts to sound cool describing it.
Something called Internet.
The Internet, or web as it is called.
The information highway.
High-tech information.
I mean, how many people might be plugged into it at various
They
times?
say about, at this point, maybe 15 million, 20 million.
But even in those early days, it was becoming clear what topics would dominate online discussion.
This was the recipe. Can anybody help me?
Communication devices.
Fascism in the Western world.
Wow, how things have changed. But with the user base growing rapidly, a big question presented itself. How to keep things civil. The internet needed some ground rules.
People call them emoticons. They type in little computer symbols. When you look at them sideways, they represent something.
Now, is there a sad face?
You just turn the bracket around the other way, and that gives you a sad face. 2 dots with a dash and a circle for the mouth. And that's sort of somebody sitting there going, oh, somebody's come up with a Santa Claus one.
20-odd years later, they've exploded into a whole new visual language. And if you find them confusing, well, Of course, we barely needed these rules because as the internet grew up, everybody stayed civil forever.
Some comments are clearly hateful and vitriolic, some are simply ignorant.
Or not. Suddenly, all the information we ever wanted was at our fingertips. We could shop online. We could date online. Who needed to go out? I mean, except for the dating thing. We could connect/embarrass ourselves in exciting new ways. But eventually, all this interconnectivity came at a cost.
In a string of attacks that temporarily prevented some of the biggest names in U.S. e-commerce, Yahoo, eBay, Amazon.com, and others, from serving customers.
Naturally, an attack of this magnitude was perpetrated by a master criminal.
Well, a 15-year-old teen, actually, who goes by the nickname mafiaboy.
Okay, but at least we were talking about a teen mastermind.
He wasn't what we could call a genius.
Come on, man, just give me this one. And businesses weren't the only potential target.
You have a port going out to the internet where someone can exploit it, go into your TV, and turn on a camera or microphone.
So if you ever get that feeling someone's watching you while you watch Kim's Convenience, they might just be. And it's partly thanks to this Canadian bad boy right here. You're welcome, hackers. Boy, I can't wait to see the comments on this one.